go. So hi everybody, how are you? I hope that you are enjoying Tarot for Modern Times, and this is one of our additional resources. I'll just sort of close my camera down for a minute. You can see here Tarot for Modern Times, the only tarot workbook that you'll ever need. And in this little lesson or additional resource, as the case may be, we are going to be looking at the suits as people, the court cards as actual people cards more than anything else. So let's get stuck into some general information about our court cards as they're more commonly known. I do like to refer to them as people, because these are more traditional images that you can see here of, a king, queen, and so on and so forth. But with the deck that I use, that I read from, that I teach from, the Faulkner Tarot, as we'll see in the next few slides, I tend to look at them a little bit more as people than anything else. So each, some general information before we go. Each star sign has its own elemental sign. The same as, the tarot. So earth, air, fire, and water. And our star signs are grouped accordingly. So the same way that we have earth signs, we have air signs, we have water signs, we have fire signs, the suits within the tarot will represent those. An example, cups is our water signs. But we'll look at those individually as this little lesson tends to move on. Now, I've given you a little printout on the group somewhere before with our age range of our pages, knights, kings, and queens. And there's also the star signs as well. But just for moving forward with today's little lesson, it's important for us to see that our pages are up to 18 years old. Our knights are people that are 18 to 29. And our kings and our queens are 30 plus years old. So that is just a quick little overview, so that we can gain a little bit of an understanding. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down each suit of the people and chatting just a little bit about them, so we can gain that wee bit more of an understanding as to who these people actually are and how we can relate them to our own lives, so that we can understand them much more when we're given readings. Okay, so next little slide here is we're going to start with our cups people, our cups family, shall we say. So our cups, like I've already said, are water signs. And our water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So obviously, before getting any more forward with this, these are just sort of general things. These aren't, set in stone. This is kind of like a general overview. Obviously, we will know that, certain people under certain star signs, depending upon, rising and sun and moon signs, they can be greatly influenced by other star signs. So this is more of a general sort of overview as to who these people are. And some information may stand true, some may not, and that is okay too. It's all about learning who these people are to you with an understanding of the star signs. So our page of cups. Our page of cups, as we know, our pages are children up to the age of around 18 years old. Our pages, anyone that usually falls under our water sign, they're very sensitive, caring children. They're very in touch with their emotions and can be easily overwhelmed and need reassurance from their parents. So these are the wee kids that are the type that, feel things very, very deeply, that need to have their feelings, nourished and understood, and need to talk about things. These are are very much the types of kids that won't understand why someone will bully them or why someone will pick on them. These are the kids that are very much, like I said, they feel things very, very deeply. And they need that constant bit of reassurance from their family, from their parents, that things are okay, that it's okay for them to feel certain ways. So the little page of cups at this stage of life, they really do need to be nurtured. They need to be nourished. They need to be looked after. because whenever they move into the Knight of Cups, which is our young adult from 18 to 29, once they move up to that stage in life, then they are the types of people that, if they're very in control of their emotions, these are the lovers, this is the romantic, these are the people that are in love with the idea of love. They really enjoy making other people happy. And this is the stage where they'll begin to find their feet in the world at this stage of life. So you need to understand, with our kids at Page of Cups stages, we need to nurture them. We need to set boundaries for them so that they can respect themselves also. Because if they're more so in love with the idea of love, they will, hop from one relationship to another with no sense of self-respect or no sense of sort of feeling great about themselves. So you need to give them the boundaries at the Page stage for whenever they come into the Knight stage. Now, they can be quite sociable. They can go a little bit off the rails at times as well, where, if they don't feel like they are getting that love and attention, they may, drink a little bit too much, or they could be that one that's a little, maybe wee bit too much of a bed hopper. No judgment here at all, Um, and these are the ones that will turn in to the very like traditional queen. This is the mother, this is the as I put it, the Stepford wife, the Stepford mother, always puts family first. Our Queens of Cups are very kind, very supportive, very caring, but also a little bit at the Queen of Cups sometimes can be a little bit about appearances, as in, people need to see me this way. Things may be falling down around them, but they'll still have that, no, I'm great, I'm fine, I'm good. Especially if they don't know how to talk about their emotions, or have been shown how to talk openly and freely about themselves at the Page and the Knight stage. Now, our King of Cups is a male, as we know, it's the king that's 30 plus, and he's very, very kind natured. We can see there he's the doting dad, very much so. And this man, he is the doting dad. He can be very, very in touch with his emotions, and quite like our Queen of Cups, family man. These are the types of dads that you would generally find would be, the worker, that stays at home and is able to work, or, in fact, the stay-at-home dad. Obviously, there's many grey areas in between all this as well, but this is the doting father, maybe a little bit too much at times. So this is our wonderful Cups people. These are the star signs: Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So let us flip on to our next one, which is our Pentacles. They are our earth signs. That's the Virgos, the Taurus, and the Capricorn. That's who these people are. These are the real movers and shakers, and the business people, and the loving to get stuff done. Now we can see with our lovely little Page of Cups here, our Page of Pentacles, again, it's a child up to the age of 18-year-old. These are very creative beings, very, very much so. These are the ones that are not shy at expressing their gifts and their talents and telling people what they're good at. They also love to have nice things, clothes, toys. Maybe they like to play fancy dress and awful lot. That's our little Pentacle children. Very good kids, very high energy, sometimes a little bit inquisitive as well. Now, our Knight of Pentacles is the young adult stage in life, and these are the hard workers. These are the ones that understand how the world of money works. And these are the ones that will usually monetize their creative abilities at the Page stage. These are the ones that would want to go into, like, self-employment or working in that creative field. They really, really don't mind if they have to go to college and uni for years, if they know it's going to benefit them so much more at their king or queen stage of life. Now, the Knight of Pentacles can also have a little bit at times too much of a liking for material things. These are the type of people that you see that have the brand new iPhone, even though they've only £5 in the bank. Sometimes it can be a little bit about appearance with them as well, if they're not really taught, the discipline and having to work. And if they are, then God help anyone that gets in their way. Now, our Queen of Pentacles, This is the self-reliant woman. She will ask nobody for anything. She will go out and get it herself. Now, she knows how to keep her life together, her family together, for the sake of her life and for her family. And the Queen of Pentacles is a fantastic woman. Fantastic woman. There is this sense of tradition with all of our queens, obviously. Um, but this queen in particular would rather be out, making something of herself than being, a stereotypical stay-at-home mum. Nothing wrong with either option, by the way, But this is the type of woman that, can have the kids, get straight back to work, do this, do that, and keep on the ball with it. Sometimes our pentacles can have a little bit of difficulty expressing their emotions. So our Queen of Pentacles is usually the type that will express emotions through gifts or doing things for you, which again, not a bad thing. It's just who these sort of people are. Now, our King of Pentacles. Our King of Pentacles is our self-made man. He's not afraid of hard work, and he is also traditional by nature. He is very much the type of man that will, if he's learned how to monetize his gifts, his creativity, he will make something of himself and will not be afraid of putting himself out there in order to provide for him and his family, which is great, absolutely great. So these are our earthly signs. These are the ones that are can be into like the material side, which again, it's not a bad thing. It is simply just a thing. Now, our wands, people, our Page of Wands, these are our super adventurous kids. These are the ones that are always going to ask, but why, mummy? But why, daddy? But why? But why? Why? These are our fire signs. I forgot to mention that, sorry. And they're always going to ask a lot of questions. These are the ones that can come across quite aloof, not interested. If you're making them do something they're not interested in, or you're these are the kids at school that'll stare out the window during the lesson maths if they've no interest in it. But they are very adventurous, love to be outside, love to be exploring, love to be in and around other people. And our Knight of Wands is a super social character, fun loving, but they may need to have someone to keep them focused, because it can kind of go either way at the night stage with all of our knights. So, if they're super social, if they're the ones out the last rounds, last orders, then that's going to be what they're going to get caught up in. So they kind of need that wee bit of a molding, that wee bit of a push and going, no. You need to focus on your study. You need to focus on your work, whatever it is. But generally, these are good people to have around. These are the types that love parties and talking and being around people, and will generally be that type of person in the office that gets everybody going. So these are our Knight of Wands. Now, once they grow up into the Queen and King stage, the Queen never seems to lose the busyness. She is a multitasking genius. That is just the way that it is with her, an absolute multitasking genius. Again, very traditional, but would also be the type of mum or woman that will have the kids, have the family, but also run the business from her home, as we can see here, and if it's not the business that she's going in, then she will make sure to support whoever is in her life to get them to where they need to be. This is a great queen to have in your corner, fighting your side. Absolutely. You'll not be able to step out of line with her or make a wrong move with her. Now, our King of Wands is our traditional husband and father. This is the provider. This is if our Queen of Cups is our Stepford wife, then our King of Wands is our Stepford husband. This is the one that is quite traditional, maybe sort of too traditional, understands I'm the man, I'm the father, I'm the dad, I'm the provider, works very hard, but also enjoys his fun time. Now, kind of like our Knight of Wands, sometimes the King of Wands can get a little bit too focused in one area, work over family or family over work, So they really need that good sort of queen or king, the energy around them, to sort of balance them out and sort of take a wee bit of the slack off and let them know that it's okay to put their feet up. So these are our wands, people. We're getting through this rightly. Our swords, there are air signs. This is our Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius people. So our pages, as we know, that the kids up to the age of 18 years old, they're quite often misunderstood children. And the reason for that is because mentally they're much older than what they actually are. And so there's a need to treat these ones like little adults. That's just the way it is. And they can become very, very intense in topics that they understand and that they enjoy. Yes, they're a bit boisterous. Yes, they enjoy having a laugh and a bit of fun as well. But the Page of Swords is the page that you could put into a room full of 40-plus-year-olds, and they'll still be able to, for the most part, and depending on the conversation, be able to join in and carry along with it. They're those little kids, and I'm sure you can recognize them now. Now, our Knight of Swords, like all knights, we can go either way. We can go straight into it or we can go straight out of it, you know. And these are people are at the planning stages of their life. These are the ones kind of like our pentacles, that know where it is that they want to go. Only the Knight of Swords can be much, much more focused, which can lead to them becoming distant in and around this stage of their life. So these are the types of people that you would find, you know, are working or studying or doing and will maybe tend to distance themselves from friends and family at this stage in life because they're so extremely focused on what they're doing. Again, they know that it will hopefully pay off for them down the line. Whew. And our Queen of Swords, this is a very clever and sharp woman. Queen of Swords can be the most supportive friend that you can ever ask for, but she is also the type that will come across as blunt or very, very honest. So be prepared for that. You know, the Queen of Swords is a great friend to have. It's a great queen to marry, because she will be so honest and upfront. There's not much you can pull over a Queen of Swords' eyes, but then again, if she's not focused at the night stage, you know, she might continue to be a little bit in her head, not really care. So there's the positives and the negatives with this. Our King of Swords, this is the king that's top of his game. Very, very dependable. But work can sometimes seem to take a priority in life for this king. Where these are the types of kings that marry their job, you know, that type of thing, and very much understand the fact of, you know, I have to do to provide for myself and my family, you know, so they will do an awful lot. They do want to be, these are the types that would be like the businessmen and that would sort of work themselves up the career ladder. Now, these are very, very brief descriptions that I've gave of our people, just so you can get a bit of an understanding as to who these people are. So now we have our star signs. We know what ages they are. I want you to actually look at the people in your life and make note in the workbook of the knights, the pages, the knights, the kings and queens that represent these suits in your life, and make notes of the things that, you know, make sense, and what I've shared in this video, in the book. But know that I do go into this in much, much, much more detail in my training courses. So let me see. So that is this little lesson done for today. I do hope that you enjoy this very, very much so, and keep a wee eye on the group for the next lessons that are coming. Bye-bye.